the Minnesota Timberwolves here, who find themselves up at the break. They did a good job attacking here and getting to the corner three.
Yes, he's spraying the ball. He's getting in the paint. Anthony Edwards is making the right play. I love the growth and the maturation. It is happening right before our eyes, and the other guys are playing with confidence.
The Timberwolves find themselves up 11 at the half. Stephen A., you and I walked over to Crypto.com arena together. The Lakers, they got off to a good start there, and then they started. I'm struggling to find my words. They're struggling to find their offense.
Well, I mean, LeBron has basically just said, Luka, I'll watch you do what you do, and then it'll be my turn. That ain't going to work against a Minnesota defense that's this skilled, this size, this gifted. And this is what they've been. They've been all over LeBron James, obviously. So, and not just him, everybody but Luka right now. They've got size. They're playing with defensive tenacity. I'm talking about the Timberwolves. And Ant-Man, as UD pointed out, is making all the right decisions thus far in the first half. I like what I'm seeing.
Who did I say is the most important player on the Lakers?
Austin Reeves.
He has 2 points. The Minnesota Timberwolves are making them smell their cologne. Issey Miyake or bar number 9. You pick whichever one. They're going to have to figure it out because them dogs, the hyenas, they're not going anywhere. And Naz Reid coming in off the bench providing that spark off the bench, him and Dante, those bench men that's got to match up some type of way for us the points.
This is how Dante DiVincenzo ended the first.
Didn't shoot it well, and they're 95 points, the fewest in any of the 24 games that LeBron and Luka have played together. Results in the largest first-round Game 1 loss of LeBron's playoff career. All right, joined now by Kendrick Perkins. And, Perk, look, it is quite obvious that the Timberwolves were unfazed and unbothered about starting this series against the Lakers in L.A. But how do you explain them going into that arena and blowing out LeBron and Luka?
They got on their ass like back pockets defensively. That's what they did. And a pair of apple bottoms. And listen, it started with Anthony Edwards. They had them uncomfortable, Reeves, the entire night. They were pressuring up. They were physical with them. They were communicating on switches. They did a great job of sliding their puppies all across the board. And here's the one thing that J.J. Redick didn't say in his interview. He didn't say, I got to hold myself accountable for his defensive scheme. Because over the last 2 months, what J.J. and the Lakers do defensively is they load up boxes and elbows, and they dare teams to make three-point shots. And that's exactly what this professional team did today in the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have shot makers. Jay McDaniels have made threes in the playoffs before. He did it last year. Naz Reid is known for knocking down three-point shots. Anthony Edwards had a career year from the three-point line. So now J.J. Redick has to go back to the drawing board and make an in-series adjustment. What are you going to do? Are you going to play Jackson Hayes more minutes? Are you not going to play the small ball lineup so much? How can I get LeBron James going even more? Maybe try him on the low block to create mismatches so he could punish the smaller guys. Whatever it is, that was a total team loss all across the board, not just the players, but on J.J. Redick as well.
So to your point, 21 for 42 is what Minnesota shot from three, and Naz Reid was 6 of 9 off the bench. He finished with 23. Speaking of points, though, let's go to L.A. for a second. We mentioned how few points they scored in this game, especially since LeBron and Luka have been together. Everyone believes that Luka and LeBron can lead a team, obviously, deep into the playoffs, but they're going to need some help. It may not be the same person every night, but they're going to have someone else pull some of that scoring load. Is it Austin Reeves, or has it got to be somebody else here?
Look, Eves, I said this before the postseason, and I was called everything but a child of God. LeBron James and Luka are the best players on the Lakers. We know this. Austin Reeves is the most important player on the Lakers, especially to their success. When Austin Reeves scores 20 or more, the Lakers were 27-9 in the regular season. Austin Reeves has to get going. because you're asking LeBron James to do so much. At times, he's playing the center position. Now you need that secondary ball handler and playmaker to not only go out there and get his, but create for others. And that's what the Minnesota Timberwolves did a great job of as well, is taking Austin Reeves completely out of the game. He made some shots late in the fourth, but again, it was out of control at that point.
All right, Perk. Appreciate the context as always. Quick question, real talk. When was the last time you saw some apple-bottom jeans?
Back in like 2003 when my wife had them on when I first walked up to her and told her I wanted to holler at her.
Oh. But the real question is, did she have on boots with the fur?
Hey, Joe, they've got to get this game. But LeBron, AR, and they got to get some help from the bench. But watching this game, tell me, what did you see? What did you like about what you saw from Minnesota, and what didn't you like about what you saw from the Lakers?
I smell trouble for the Lakers, man. We've seen the Minnesota Timberwolves be in this position, knocking off teams, whether it was Phoenix, whether it was Denver. So, and man, he known to go in somebody else's building, steal some wins, play very effective basketball. Even though he didn't shoot well, I thought he put so much pressure on the rim and created so many other opportunities for other guys. But man, if you got Naz Reid and McDaniel's gonna shoot like that from three,
you in trouble.
You're gonna be in trouble. It's gonna be hard for you to win that game. So those guys were very efficient tonight, and they just outplayed the Lakers. The Lakers look lethargic. They just didn't. Outside of Luka having that great first run, outside of that, they looked like they were stuck in mud a little bit to me.
Yeah, they didn't match. They need to understand this is the playoffs. This ain't no regular season.
Yeah,
it's different. And they didn't come out. They came out really good in the first quarter, but that second quarter, and we know the Lakers, after watching them all year, Joe, they're gonna have a quarter where they take it completely off.
Yeah.
Now it's normally the third or the fourth quarter. It's not normally the first half. Yeah. It's normally they come out at the half or or the fourth quarter. But we saw this turn of events in the second quarter where they ended up giving up 38 points. After giving up 21 in the first quarter, they gave up 38, and then they gave up another 35 in the third quarter. So they gave up, 73 points in 2 quarters. Ocho, watching this game, what's your takeaway?
Listen, first off, the Lakers didn't come out and match the Wolves' intensity, huh? The intensity. Nope. Listen, on both sides of the court, there was no intensity. They didn't play defense very well. Nobody played well on the Lakers offensively outside of Luka. So if LeBron is off, then if LeBron is off and Luka's on, somebody else has to come. It got to be AR, it got to be Rui, it got to be somebody has to have some points collectively as a group if your starters aren't firing on all cylinders. Ant-Man doesn't have a good game. Hell, Reed comes off the bench and he cutting the fool. McDaniel's playing well. It was just a bad game all around for the Lakers in general. And normally, when you have home court advantage and you plan at home, you don't want the away team to steal a game at home. You don't want that to happen. So they already put themselves out in a hole. So Monday night, like you said, they got to have it. If they lose Monday night's game, they're gonna be in a heap of trouble.
Hey, you see, it's hard to play Jackson Hayes when you switching all them pick and rolls and you ain't giving up them lob threats.
Yeah,
no pressure on the rim.
It is, and plus the thing, I think they're switching. They're too easy switching. I mean, as soon as the guy starts to show, they go ahead and switch it. No, bro, fight on the top. Don't give up. You copping out. You wussing out on us. Don't do that. Hey, Finney Smith, don't pass that off to Gabe Vincent. Don't pass that off to Luka. No, fight through that.
Yeah.
Them little soft picks they sitting Joe. Come on, bro. You got to go harder than that now, because it's easy. Oh, you just back away. You go ahead and take it. That's what Ant want. And you see, they keep calling Luka. Nah, we want Luka. And they're gonna keep, no matter who he's guarding, they try to put him on the weak. Man, they putting what's old boy name? Rudy Gobert. Man, they bringing Rudy Gobert damn near at the damn half court to set a pick because they're like, hey, we want whoever Luka is guarding, you're gonna be the pick guy.
Right.
Or Gabe Vincent, because Gabe is 6 foot tall, if we were lucky. And so, but they got to fight. I think they just got to fight hard over the pick. Now, look, if a team gonna be knocking down those threes like they're knocking down, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. It's not like the Lakers shot particularly bad from the three, but when you let a team shoot 20, make 21 of them, and they shoot 50%, they shoot 50% from the floor. Well, you got your work cut out.
They couldn't get no stops. Couldn't get no stops.
Couldn't get none. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. They got.
So if you keep taking the ball out the net, man, it's gonna slow our offense down a little more. They already a little small, so through movement it's great for them. So you got to use misses as like fast breaks, and they've been great at that. But hey, man, Timberwolves wasn't missing tonight. Them boys locked in. I liked it. But
the only hey Joe and Unc, the only way the Lakers were gonna find any chance or have any chance of getting back in this game is they were gonna have to steal points in transition. That was the only way, and they weren't able to do that.
Well, they would have to get some stops. And like Joe said, when you're taking the ball out of the net, they couldn't get any stops.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple of times they forced a miss, but you don't realize you've done nothing until you gain possession of the basketball. So even if you force a miss, if you don't gain possession of the basketball, you've done absolutely nothing.
Right.
And they wind them down a couple of times late in the clock, and they hit some threes, Joe. It's demoralizing, especially in your building. If you wind them down and you got them shooting the ball with 1-2 seconds on the clock, and they splashing threes or they're making outstanding, you're like, damn, well, what I got to do, bro? I mean, come on now. We don't wind them down. We took them out, grind them to the nub, and they didn't making shots like that. They got a big boost. DiVincenzo hit that shot at right there at the half. That was a that was a big boost going in for them because at that point they were down 8. Now they go down 11, and to start the third, they go on like a 10-2 run. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden, what could have been an 8-point game is now a 21-point lead. But they've got to do a better. They've got to do a better job of look at this. Rui minus 26, LeBron minus 22. Jackson Hayes only played 8 minutes. He was minus 11. Luka minus 12. AR minus 25. Dorian Finney-Smith minus 11. Vanderbilt minus 2. You ain't winning like that. You can't.
So now, if you're Minnesota, now you try to be a little greedy.
I'm trying to get sweepstakes. I'm trying to take both of them.
You done came in, you done did what you want to do. You just want to get one win. You done got the first one. Why not be a little greedy? Why not go in the second one?
And you know this, Joe. Normally that first one is the easiest to win because especially if the team has been laying off. Yep. You got to realize the Lakers have been off for 8 days.
Yeah.
And so and they didn't play LeBron didn't play the last game in Portland. So they've been off a little longer. Yeah. But normally the first game is the one that you try to steal on the road. Once we get that, we say, well, hey, we here. Hell, we might as well get another one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you might as well just try to go and get that second one while we're here. And guess what? We won't even have to bring our ass back to LA if we go ahead and handle our business in Minnesota.
So the next game in LA too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, Monday night. DraftKings no longer have, let's see what it says. Okay. The Timberwolves knocked down a playoff record 21 threes. DraftKings no longer have the Lakers as the series favorite. Now Minnesota is minus 135. The Lakers are 115, plus 115. Poor performance when Magic has criticism. Coach J.J. Redick did a great job all season, but he didn't do a good job for game one. The Lakers stood around on offense, played too much one-on-one basketball, and didn't make any necessary adjustments. Tonight was one of the Lakers' worst performances this season. They were flat, had no energy, and they played like it was a regular season game. All the things that we just spoke about, Magic just highlighted. So clearly, they you and I, and we know what we're talking about here on Nightcap. Yes, Stephen A., I don't know why you had to tag me. This ain't got nothing to do with you, man. Someone just texted me a message to send directly to @Shannon Sharp. AAA, NWA, I don't care what Shannon has to say. Lakers ain't winning in 5.
Hey, hold on, wait a minute now. This is a good question, and I'm gonna pose this question to you. Now you had Lakers in 5. Now, based on what you saw tonight, how confident are you in the Lakers winning this series still?
Look, Lakers in 5 rolls off the tongue. It don't sound as good Lakers in 7. It don't sound as good Lakers in 6. But I feel very confident. If it's 6, 7, it don't matter. Lakers in 5. But what Magic said, if you watch them they were standing around Minnesota getting offensive rebounds, kick out 3. Put them in the pick and roll. Like I said, they just got to do a better job of fighting over that pick. You just can't give up that easy. That's what if you do that, they're going to keep doing it. Fight over that Finney. Fight over that Vanderbilt. You've got to make it a little bit more difficult on the offensive end for Minnesota has the ball. Defensively, Lakers, you're going to have to be a little tougher than what you showed tonight. This is not nearly good enough. LeBron, this notion, as you get older, it gets harder and harder to get in the rhythm. You see, he had no points in the first quarter, had 10 in the second, gave you 3 or 4 in the third. You can't do that because I get it. You want to let Luka, and Luka can get going. But in the process, but at what cost? You get Luka going, and now AR and Bron don't have no rhythm. Now, they didn't look. If you just look at the numbers, they got 72, which is about what they would average in the regular season. But when you don't get any production from your bench, remember we talked about this, Joe. Finney-Smith needs to give us 8 to 10 off the bench. Gabe Vincent needs to give us 6 to 8 off the bench. Vanderbilt gives us 4 to 6 off the bench. Rui, you can't play.